The sky above Earth shimmered faintly, though no one noticed. There was no storm, no global event, just a subtle vibration, inaudible, invisible, and yet always present. Miles above the surface, nestled within a subterranean vault beneath the Ural Mountain, a classified observatory hummed to life. Inside, Dr. Kellen Voss stood before a translucent screen, watching a ripple pattern flow across the electromagnetic grid surrounding Earth. Monitors displayed planetary data, neurological analytics, and unexplained spikes in human behavior, random outbursts, heightened aggression, waves of fatigue across major cities. "It's back," he whispered. Every model pointed to one location, beneath the Mare Imbrium crater on the moon. But this wasn't natural, not random. It followed a schedule, a design. The team of specialists behind him stirred. The signal had returned. Same amplitude, a low, rhythmic pulse, barely distinguishable from background radiation. The way the signal pulsed at intervals, aligning perfectly with human brainwave frequencies, specifically those that governed sleep, emotion, and cognition. The source had been traced before. At first, they believed it to be an anomaly, perhaps a geological resonance, echoing from ancient asteroid impacts. Beta waves, productive, focused, obedient, the optimal state for control. But then they found the symmetry, the mathematical precision. A lost Sumerian tablet recovered from a black site dig in southern Iraq, its translation incomplete, but unmistakable. The moon was emitting something, a frequency net. It didn't destroy, it didn't harm in the physical sense, but it bound the mind. Like a gentle cage, it kept thought within a narrow band, and deep within, an oscillating crystalline core called theta, gamma, and delta, those rare frequencies tied to deep intuition, visionary insight, and transcendental awareness were being suppressed, and humanity had no idea. Kellen exhaled, recalling the first time he heard of it. The gate above sings, and the flesh forgets, not to the point of obvious manipulation, but just enough to maintain sleepwalking obedience. That gate, he now believed, was the moon itself. Not a rock, not a natural satellite, but a construct. The data had shown geometric cavities within its crust, uniform alloys lining sublunar chambers nothing nature could form. The ancients had names for it. Enlil's mirror, the machine of night, the second eye of heaven, a harmonic waveform, unfolded spiring patterns that mimicked the DNA helix. The signal wasn't just external. The modern world dismissed them as myths, but they were warnings. Humanity was being kept in a dream, not by illusion, but by resonance. A woman in Cairo reportedly woke from a coma she'd been in for 10 years, speaking in a forgotten tongue. The signal shaped thoughts, nudged decisions, fogged memory. Wars flared and faded. Leaders rose and fell, but no one questioned the deeper Celeste shared forgetfulness, the collective amnesia about what we once were. The probe was gone. Kellen tapped the screen. No debris. It was interacting with human biology. And then he remembered Project Phoenix. 3 years ago, they launched a counter-frequency probe, nothing large, just enough to emit a synchronized harmonic inverse from low Earth orbit. And then, as quickly as it rose, it faded. For 3 minutes, the moon's signal faltered. Most dismissed it as film degradation. It remembered, in that brief window, something shifted. Bird migrations veered off. Children described lucid dreams of ancient cities. After generations of exposure, it now relied on it. And then a flash. No explanation. They were not supposed to interfere, because someone or something was still listening from inside the moon. Kellen glanced at the old printout taped to his Walla photo from Apollo 17. S-orbital, pass over the moon's far side. But Kellen had enhanced it. That they modified early human life, not just biologically, but it showed a hexagonal structure, half submerged, with faint glyphs etched around its edge. Sumerian, possibly even older, a sigil of control. And now, the signal was strengthening again. Every full moon, it reached its peak. Suicides spiked, mental hospitals filled, tensions escalated between nations. This wasn't coincidence. It was maintenance. The moon's frequency grid wasn't just passive, it was adaptive. It learnt. And worst of all, Kellen moved to the secondary console, where a live EEG feed from human test subjects displayed patterns that mimicked the lunar broadcast. He saw what no one wanted to see. The human brain had adapted to the signal. If the frequency ever shut off entirely, the consequences could be catastrophic. Society would unravel. Minds could collapse under the weight of awakening. But maybe, just maybe, enough would remember what it meant to think freely, to feel fully, to see beyond the veil. Kellen knew the legends, that the Anunnaki came from elsewhere, that they built the moon. Earth was never a prison, it was terraformed. The moon was the warden, and the only way to escape wasn't by leaving Earth, it was by rising above the frequency. Outside the vault, the night sky glowed faintly. The moon hung overhead, radiant, beautiful, and silently humming its lullaby. Humanity, for now, remained asleep, but something in the signal was changing, a fluctuation Kellen hadn't seen before, an echo not from the moon, but from within the human heart. And for the first time in decades, he allowed himself to hope, not for revolution, but for a resonance, a new song, one powerful enough to shatter the net and wake the world.